Imagine a world where every decision you make, from what you eat to where you live, is influenced by an invisible hand. That's the world of economics. Economics, in its simplest form, is the study of how society uses its limited resources. It's an intricate web of theories, principles, and models that helps us understand how individuals, firms, and governments make decisions. The fascinating thing about economics is that it's everywhere, permeating every aspect of our daily lives. It's in the price of the coffee you bought this morning, the rent you pay for your apartment, and even in the policies that govern our nations. Now, to navigate this complex world of economics, it's crucial to understand its two main branches, macroeconomics and microeconomics. Picture an enormous tree. Macroeconomics is like the broad canopy, looking at the economy from a bird's eye view. It deals with big picture issues like national income, inflation, unemployment, and economic growth. It's all about understanding the economy as a whole. On the other hand, microeconomics is like the individual leaves of the tree, focusing on the smaller, detailed aspects. It's about understanding how individuals and firms make decisions. It studies how these decisions affect the supply and demand for goods and services, which determines prices, and how prices in turn determine another round of decisions. These two branches, while distinct, are intertwined, much like the branches of our tree. They work together to give us a comprehensive understanding of economic behavior and help us make informed decisions. But who were the minds behind these theories that shape our world? Who were the great thinkers that pieced together this intricate puzzle of economic theory? Well, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey through time, exploring the lives and works of some of the most influential economists the world has ever seen. Let's delve into the story of economic theory. Our journey through economic theory begins with a man named Adam Smith. Smith, a philosopher turned economist, is often referred to as the father of modern economics. He coined the concept of the invisible hand in his seminal work, The Wealth of Nations. This invisible hand, he argued, guides free markets and capitalism, driving competition and fostering economic prosperity. Next up, we have David Ricardo, another titan in the world of economic theory. Ricardo took Smith's ideas a step further, introducing the concept of comparative advantage. This principle suggests that countries and individuals should focus on producing goods where they have the lowest opportunity cost, thereby promoting global trade and economic efficiency. Last, but certainly not least, we visit the influential ideas of John Maynard Keynes. Keynes revolutionized economics with his theory on government intervention. He argued that in times of economic downturn, government intervention could stimulate demand and pull the economy out of recession. This theory, known as Keynesian economics, challenged the classical economic notion that markets would naturally correct themselves. These three economists, Smith, Ricardo, and Keynes, each contributed significantly to the field of economics. Their theories form the bedrock of economic thought, shaping our understanding of how economies function and how we can optimize economic performance. Smith's invisible hand still guides our understanding of free market capitalism, while Ricardo's comparative advantage underpins the global trade system. Keynes's ideas on government intervention, meanwhile, continue to inform economic policies during times of fiscal crises. These economists didn't just theorize about abstract concepts, they provided us with practical tools to navigate the complexities of the economic world. Their theories continue to be relevant today, offering insights into the functioning of economies on both a macro and micro scale. So, as we delve deeper into economic theory, remember these three titans. Their contributions have shaped the field, influencing everything from government policies to personal financial decisions. These economists laid the foundation, but the story doesn't end here. Fast forward to the 20th century, economic theory took a new turn. The world saw the rise of modern economists like Milton Friedman and Paul Samuelson, who reshaped our understanding of economics. Let's start with Milton Friedman, a key figure in the Chicago School of Economics. Friedman was a staunch believer in the power of the free market. He argued that the economy could regulate itself if left alone, a concept known as laissez-faire economics. But Friedman's most significant contribution was perhaps his emphasis on the role of monetary policy. He argued that controlling the money supply, rather than fiscal policy, was the most effective way to combat inflation. Today, central banks worldwide use this policy tool to stabilize their economies. Now let's shift our focus to Paul Samuelson, the first American to win the Nobel Prize in economics. Samuelson contributed to many areas of economics, but one of his most significant works was on public goods. He defined public goods as commodities that all individuals can consume without reducing the availability for others. Think of a public park or a lighthouse. Samuelson argued that these goods, which the market often fails to provide adequately, should be supplied by the government. This theory is a cornerstone in the economic rationale for government intervention in the market. These theories by Friedman and Samuelson continue to shape the way we understand economics and guide our economic policies. Businesses strategize based on these principles, and governments use them to make decisions that affect millions of lives. These modern economic theories aren't just abstract concepts, they're practical tools that help us navigate the complex world of economics. So, now you know about Friedman's focus on monetary policy and Samuelson's work on public goods. You've seen how their theories have molded the economic landscape of the 20th century and continue to influence our world today. Now, armed with the knowledge of these economic heavyweights, what does this mean for you? Economic theory isn't just for economists, it's a tool for everyone. Let's start with something as fundamental as deciding whether to buy or rent a house. This decision often boils down to comparing the cost of renting versus the potential return on investment from owning a property. Here, the principle of opportunity cost comes into play, which in essence refers to the potential benefits an individual misses out on when choosing one alternative over another. So, when you decide to buy a house, the opportunity cost could be the returns you might have gained by investing that money elsewhere. Moving on, ever wondered why prices fluctuate? That's where the law of supply and demand steps in. If a product is in high demand and low supply, its price tends to rise. Conversely, if there's a surplus of a product and not enough demand for it, the price tends to decrease. This principle is constantly at work, influencing the prices of everything from your morning coffee to your vacation flights. And it's not just about personal finances or shopping decisions. Economic theory also extends to broader societal issues. Ever pondered over why some people are unemployed, or why your paycheck doesn't seem to stretch as far as it used to? These issues tie back to the concepts of unemployment rate, inflation, and economic inequality. Unemployment rate is the percentage of the labor force that is jobless and actively looking for work. Inflation, on the other hand, involves a general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing power of money. Economic inequality, as the term suggests, refers to the disparities in income and wealth among individuals in a society. Understanding these concepts can provide a framework to comprehend the world around us. It can inform our voting decisions, shape our perspectives on policy debates, and even influence our conversations about societal issues. So, economic theory isn't an abstract concept, it's a practical guide to navigate life. We've journeyed through centuries of economic thought, but what's the key takeaway? Well, let's take a moment to reflect. We've explored the intricate world of economic theory, from its humble beginnings to the modern cutting-edge concepts. We've met the intellectual giants who've shaped the field, and we've seen how their theories continue to influence our world. So, what have we learned? First and foremost, economics is not just about money. It's about making choices. It's about how we, as individuals, and we, as a society, decide to allocate our limited resources. It's about the trade-offs we make every day, knowingly or unknowingly. We've seen how microeconomic principles like supply and demand or price elasticity govern our individual decisions and business operations. These principles help us understand why prices rise or fall, why businesses expand or contract, and why we choose to buy one product over another. On the macroeconomic scale, we've learned about the forces that shape entire economies. Concepts like inflation, unemployment, and gross domestic product help us understand the health of our economy. They guide policymakers in their decisions that affect us all. We've also met the great economists like Adam Smith, John Maynard Keynes, and Milton Friedman. Their theories have shaped our understanding of economics and have influenced policies that have changed the course of history. But why does all this matter? Because understanding economic theory empowers us to make informed decisions. It helps us understand the world around us, the decisions of our leaders, and the consequences of our actions. It allows us to see beyond the headlines and understand the underlying forces at work. In short, economic theory gives us the tools to navigate our complex world with a bit more understanding and a bit less confusion. It's not just the invisible hand, it's our hand shaping our world. So let's use that knowledge to make better decisions for ourselves and for our society. Understanding economic theory empowers us to make informed decisions. It's not just the invisible hand, it's our hand shaping our world.